Want to make at least $50 per box you ship? Want to get paid just to inspect an item, repackage it, and go down to your local UPS or FedEx store and ship it? Want to make your own schedule, work as much or as little as you want when it's convenient for you? Well, if that sounds like you and you said yes to any of those questions, then you definitely want to stay tuned to hear about someone who actually did this type of online job and how it worked out for them. Hey, it's your favorite remote work enthusiast, Delilah. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. And if this isn't your first time, welcome back. This channel is all about working from home. I share online jobs and information, and this really is the place to be if you want to find legitimate online jobs. So if you're interested in getting started working from home or finding your next work from home opportunity, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and you tap the notification bell, and that way you don't have to worry about missing out on anything. And once you take care of that business, we're ready to jump in. So I was searching the internet for some of the latest happenings in the world of work from home, and I came across this really interesting article from USA Today written by someone named Susan Tomper. I have to give Susan her credit because she did an amazing job detailing what happened with someone named Christelle when she fell for one of these reshipping jobs. So Christelle out of Minnesota, she, just like everyone else when the pandemic hit, was caught off guard. She had just purchased a car a month prior, and she was already getting behind on her bills because, everybody went home and hours were looking kind of funny, and so was Christelle's money. So she needed to find an online job, and she started looking on, the most popular websites, you name them, Indeed, Monster, probably, you name them, okay? And no one was biting. However, one day Christelle received an email from a company that said that they wanted to hire her for one of these reshipping jobs. And the name of the game was they're going to send Christelle a package. She was going to open it up. She was going to inspect it, make sure that everything looked good. Then she was going to package it back up and ship it off from her local UPS or FedEx. And they were going to pay her really well. So this was perfect. She could work when it was convenient for her, and she was going to make really good money. However, after a month of sending boxes and, shipping these things off, Christelle still hadn't gotten paid, and she was owed over $1,000 based off of what they said they were going to pay her. But that wasn't what tipped off Christelle. It was when they ghosted her. The company stopped talking to her altogether, and that is when Christelle stepped back and analyzed what was going on and realized that she had gotten scammed. And in hindsight, and I'm paraphrasing here, she realized that it was a scam when she thought about how they emailed her and she never actually applied to the job. She also realized it was a scam when she never actually spoke to someone from the company. It sounded like everything was through email or, text or something. She also realized it was a scam when they did not run a background check. And the cherry on top, when she realized it was a scam, was when the actual job didn't make sense. What the company claimed she was doing was she was inspecting items that were going to be sent to people in countries where Amazon wasn't present. And she was actually sending these items off to Michigan, which really didn't make any sense. So Christelle realized when she took a step back and the company ghosted her that she had fallen for a scam. And a little further, this is actually a money laundering scam. So what the company was actually doing, and I shouldn't even call them a company, what the scammers were actually doing was they were laundering the money that they had stolen from people by buying these items, sending them to Christelle, who was then repackaging them, shipping and labeling them to ship somewhere else. And that is what she was participating in. So Christelle actually could have gotten into some serious trouble, and you can too if you fall for any of these types of scams. Now, the author crosses the bridge that I think a lot of you might be wondering about. Are there any such type reshipping opportunities that are legitimate? And she spoke to someone at one of these job companies, and they said no. Okay, they said that anything in the realm of reshipping an item is not legitimate, and it is a total scam all day, every day. So please steer clear. So I want like to use Christelle's example as an opportunity for us to understand when something is a big old scam and how we can verify if a company is legit. And it's super easy. It only takes you a minute or two. And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you right now. So how do we actually identify if something is a scam or if it's legit? Well, let's start off with the hallmarks of a true scam. And Christelle's story is a perfect case study because she pretty much has all of the hallmarks in there. So first things first, you never applied for the job. Remember, they emailed Christelle about the job and said that she was hired just from having looked at her resume. Now, I know it is a feature on a lot of websites such as Indeed or Monster, even, some of the not as major websites where they say you can submit your resume and it'll be in like a bank of resumes for companies to look at. And you may feel like, well, maybe that's why this company is reaching out to me. So it could be legit. 9 times out of 10, and maybe 10 times out of 10, it's a scam. The next hallmark of a scam, and probably the one and only one that you may need to even memorize, is when an opportunity is just too good to be true. And that's from all angles. A lot of times these scams lead with money, what you're most interested in. So anytime a company is going to offer you a lot of money to do something very simple, something super easy, that's just way too good to be true. And don't think that you hit the jackpot. They are trying to get people who want to throw caution to the wind, and that is a scam, okay? The next hallmark of a scam is when they never interview you. And Christelle mentions that she never actually spoke to anyone. Everything was just text or email. The only time that there may not be an interview is when you are pursuing a 1099 call center. And if you are pursuing a legitimate 1099 call center, in place of an interview to qualify you, there will usually be some type of extensive assessment that will qualify you. And after the interview, there will always be some type of training. And usually it'll be where you're on camera, the person training you is on camera. There might also be some sort of self-paced work that you have to do, but you will get to see someone from the company face to face on the internet. Also, every legitimate job is interested in keeping their interest intact, and that is why they will always do some type of background check. So every single company, they have something to lose, and they want to make sure that whoever they hire to do a job is legitimate. And that's why they want to look into your background, see what kind of criminal history, if any, there is, and that way they know who they're dealing with, and they can mitigate any sort of risk that might compromise the company and or their customers. If a company does not do a background check, that is a telltale sign that they may be a big old scam. But if it's a major company, or if they're saying that you're an employee, they will definitely do a background check. And even 1099 call centers, where you're not technically an employee legally, they still do a background check. So just get in your mind, a background check will be conducted. So now that we know the signs of an online job scam, we now need to know, how can we verify if a company is legitimate? And I will tell you, as we continue in this pandemic, this new way of work that everybody has to do because of COVID and everything, a lot of times these scammers will pose as legitimate companies, and they can get away with doing this because they might be posting the lead on a third-party website like Indeed, and then people are applying there, and that's how they're getting your information. And that is something that happens all too often, which is why if you go to a website for a company, you might see a little message at the top that says there are people impersonating them. Always apply directly through their website to make sure that you're actually interacting and applying with the company themselves and not someone who is posing as the company. So like I said, scammers are getting really, really good, but you're also really good. And this is how you can verify if a company is a scam in just a couple of minutes. So first step, you always want to start off with a Google search. If you go to Google, you want to put in the company's name and you want to see some good search results. You want to see that the company's website comes up. Maybe they may have been in the media. Maybe there was a write-up about them or they were featured on the news. You want to see some good results for the company and you want to see a substantial amount for that company. Then the next step you want to do is you want to go to the company's website. This is where it starts to fall apart. If the company's website is bare bones, if it looks like they put it together overnight, or 10 minutes or something. If there are typos on the website, that is a telltale sign that it could be a scam. If you see that it was professionally put together, if you can find their contact information, these are all really good signs. You do want to find either an address, an email, a phone number, something, and you're gonna take that item or all three of those items and you're gonna head back to Google and you're gonna do a search for those. So you always want to do that. And again, we're just Googling stuff. We're Googling, we're clicking, we're copy and pasting, going back to Google. This is probably taking you all of 60 seconds at this point. The next thing you want to do is you want to check out their social media. Sometimes you can actually find their social media links directly on their website at the very bottom. And if you check out their social media, you want to see that they're active on it. So it doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but you do want to see that maybe they've made a post within the last week or two. So they don't have to be on all of them, okay? They don't need to be on TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and whatnot, okay? They just want to be on the major ones. And the main one that you want to look at is their LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is an industry standard. There is no legitimate company, no matter whether it's a solopreneur or a major company, that is not on LinkedIn. So if you can't find that recruiter on LinkedIn, if you can't find that company or people who work at that company on LinkedIn, just stop right there. It's done. Move on. And mentioning LinkedIn, as I said, you want to see who else works there, okay? It's very important that other people work at that company so that you can see, what are they about, what their history is, and if they're real people. And then lastly, a one-stop shop is Glassdoor. So 9 times out of 10, okay, you will find a company on Glassdoor. Now, again, a little bitty teensy tiny asterisk, you might not find the solopreneur on Glassdoor. However, you will find that solopreneur around social media. Using myself as an example, my company's not on Glassdoor, but you can definitely find me on YouTube. You can definitely find me on social. You can definitely find me on my website. I put my face out there. I put my name out there. You can verify that I'm really conducting the business that I say I'm conducting. The whole point of this reverse search is to make sure that the company lines up with what they say they do, okay? So you just want to make sure that the company that you're entertaining or interested in entertaining checks out to be legit. And this takes all of a couple minutes, up to maybe 5 minutes. And just so that you can make sure that you don't forget any of these steps, I actually have a free download in the description box below. You just click on the link, put in your email, and I will send that to your inbox. And it's a checklist for you to verify every single time you're about to apply to a company what to do to make sure that they are legitimate. So make sure you get that free download. And again, it's in the description box below, and I'll also place it in the pinned comment. So the moral of the story is there is no easy money, okay? There's a lot of scams out here, and there are a lot of people who are in very, very dire situations that need money that are a little bit more susceptible to falling for those scams because they want it to be true. But we always just have to be vigilant, and we always have to make sure that we take the time to verify a company. And again, that freebie for you to make sure that a company is legit is in the description box below. You'll just click on the link, put in your email, and I will send that checklist to you. And that way you can keep it on your phone or next to your computer or wherever that you're applying to jobs at, and you can always go through that checklist to make sure that a company is who they say they are. And I want to know from you all in the comment section below, have you ever fallen for a scam? If you have and you're not scared to share, please let us know, because this is an opportunity for people who are interested in working from home to know what is going on out there in the internet, okay? There are so many scams outside of a reshipping scam, and the more we know about what these scammers are doing, the easier it is for us to identify and to go a whole different direction. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.